Hello everyone, and thanks Gareth for that talk. I wish I'd known about that Stack Overflow, tip because I did get insulted over the Stack Overflow. So, some good tips. I'm here also to share my thoughts, but also get feedback on what I'm doing. So I'm going to talk about rapid application development using the main stack. I'm a web developer. I'm a big fan of JavaScript, and I've been doing these stuff for a while and been doing courses, blogging about it. And I find I'm betting on this stack because see a lot of big enterprises who are embracing this technology. This is the tool trends I picked up a couple of years back. But I really feel like this is a good stack to lead, especially for front-end developers to expand themselves onto a full stack, because this is all JavaScript from front to back. And that's one of the main selling points we're going to talk about. How do you start with the main stack? If you want to start out, I would recommend use an existing framework. Instead of putting it all together yourself. Mean.js is a framework, OpenJS framework that created by some good developers and also has a good community around it. So you can start with a framework and start tweaking it. This architecture diagram gives you a good overview of what main stack will look like. So everything is in JavaScript, like I said. The front end, obviously you will do your UI in HTML and CSS. This stack also uses Bootstrap, so that also gives you a pre-built list of HTML and CSS to make it look pretty right off the bat if you are not creating your own styles. But front end is single page application in Angular, back end is Express and Node. I'm not going to go into benefits of them, just keep it simple. MongoDB is a flexible database, NoSQL database that we use. But to interact with it, we use Mongoose, which is an NPM package. So now if you're using Mongoose, you can easily write your data validation, your schema definition, and even write complex queries with Mongoose in JavaScript. So like I said, all you need to know is JavaScript, and you can be hacking away with the stack. So let's talk about a few tools. Most of them must be familiar to developers. Like the run tool, you can use it to minify your files. You can run your test with one command, or even run your application with a run tool. There's our NPM. You can use these to choose from like thousands and thousands of packages that other developers have developed. You can use it. So my focus is like rapid application development, right? So try to reuse as much as you can. Human is another interesting tool. It's a scaffolding tool. If anyone used Human here, for a lot of people, that's great. So I'm going to give a quick demo on that. There's 3 demos as part of this presentation. So one of them is on Human. So like I said, it is for generating boilerplate code. So let's say this is what this is the main base site, what it looks like by default. And you have the base framework, but it comes with the yo. So you can run the yo command with some basic input. So I just have test here, and it will create all the back end and front end files. It will put it in the framework. And now you can see there's this new test, which is another module that is added. You can create, edit, delete, delete, and all those things. So, in one command, you have a boilerplate code to start off with. So that was just a quick demo on how you can use leverage Human. So now I've talked about a lot of tools that you are going to work as. This is reality, though, right? When you work with a lot of different tools, it always takes some time to set up your box. You run into some issues because of your OS. There's going to be version dependencies, whatever can cause this. But you see the struggle happening all the time whenever you start with a new stack. So how about if you don't have to worry about the environment at all? How about you start with the code right away? What if you are able to have that pre-built environment? So that's where Docker can be leveraged. And Docker is there's slight learning curve to Docker, but once you learn this one thing, now you are able to use Docker images. If you look at the Docker Hub, there's like images for every technology stack out that. So you can spin up a container, which is like it's not like a virtual PC, but a smaller size container, which is still isolated and comes with your stack pre-built. So you can start with the Docker and spin up your stack right away. So I'm going to give an example of that here with the main stack. So, all right. So here you can see this is a Docker Hub. So here there's an existing image for MongoDB. There's an existing image for main.js as well. So now all you need to do is just download those containers, and this is my simple Docker Compose file where I'm specifying the images I want to use, and there's some startup command that I want to run when this these containers start. So that's all, and with just one command, Docker Compose up from a box, all these images will be downloaded and the containers will spin up, and my application will be up and running in no time. So I'm just firing up the browser, and my stack is ready. So if you are able to use Docker, you can just start working with this stack right away. Moving on, these are some things that that are already out there that you can use for rapid application development using Lean. But I've been working on some more things, and I want to get some feedback on that as well. So AWS is a great place to host your stack. For developers who don't know, AWS gives you one T2 micro instance, they don't call it, for 1 year for free, so you can take advantage of that. So what I've done is I've created a hosted environment where the goal is that you start with the code right away. So hosted environment, all of this is set up in a Docker containers in a hosted instance. So you do your changes locally. You check in your code, it shows up, the server gets updated, and your application gets updated right away. And what I've done is also kind of enhance this main.js stack. You see all of basic things, authentication, and some basic modules already built in. But I've enhanced that to do some more things like create those CRUD modules even easier, and take care of authorization, common things that you do as part of all applications. So this is just a 3-minute demo of that. So, like I said, you can. What I've done is I've added an admin section to this framework. So now you go to the admin section, and you can generate your CRUD using an UI. Behind the scenes, it still uses that human generator that I showed you. So here, let's say I have to create a customer, module. So what I'm doing is I've added a customer and this comma separated fields, and I'm defining the data types for the fields. And then I just say update, and my site will be updated with a new module. So you can see all the forms, all the CRUD that you want to do. The forms are available for that. There's a create, view. You can do the edit, and you will see the data in grid or list views. So it's a pretty flexible system. You can change around the fields data and regenerate. Behind the scenes is a flexible MongoDB database. You can also define parent and child CRUD. So for example, there are departments, and departments, I create a department CRUD, and to that I'm adding a child module for employees. So employees belong to departments. So behind the scenes, it will create those relationships for you. You can see everything in this nice visual display. And there's also another thing is, the foreign key referencing, where you want to reference. So here there's an assign to field. I want to reference it to another module, which is the employee module. So I'm just creating that relationship here, and just say I bind it to employee, and some fields that will be used for searching for an employee. So next thing you see, if the user has to fill this assign to field, you can search for an employee and add it here. So that's another feature. Authorization is also taken care of. So here I'm creating user groups. You can have those, you can assign users to user groups. and then you can go ahead and create multiple roles for the user groups. So use the UI to create a role. Here we're creating an HR role. And once it is created, now you can assign it to any module. So create different levels of access for any module based on these roles. So you can just click on radio buttons, and behind the scenes, when the code is regenerated, everything, all the restrictions are in place. You can also upload a spreadsheet. If there's data in it, the data will be uploaded, the schema will be uploaded, and all the forms and everything will be generated as well for you. So here I uploaded a sales spreadsheet, so all the data is there. Now you can start working with this data. There's also a dashboard view if you want to combine everything and view it in graphs or grids and things like that. So you have a few things to pre-build, and you can work with that. There's also support for photos and documents using S3, Amazon S3. Definitely check it out if you want to support that functionality for your app. Usually you'll face trouble with the space as well as the speed of download and different resolution of images and all those things. So this is also pre-built into this. But if you're building out stack, you can also use Amazon S3 for your documents. So that's pretty much this tool. Just to give you an idea, these are screenshots of different apps that I've built with the tool. So, I'm not saying that this will answer all your questions, but what I'm trying to emphasize is instead of starting with a blank slate, you use some existing frameworks, you use auto-generated code, some basic CRUD. So if you start with that, you'll still have to create the mocks based on whatever your designer gives you, HTML, CSS. You still have to do the custom logic for your business logic. You write it in JavaScript in this case. But if you start with something to just redo that code, you'll be able to reach the endpoint faster than starting with a blank slate. And essentially, what I've talked today is using infrastructure. So if you're using Docker containers, you can spin up, you can run tests pretty easily. You can use that a lot. It's part of a lot of companies that are using that are into DevOps. Anyone using Docker here? Just get a few. Okay, a couple of them, but yeah, definitely check it out. It's definitely becoming popular. Talk about code. As developers, we all want to write our own code, but there could be instances where using frameworks and packages and auto-generated code, you can really speed up. Remember, the less code you write, the less bugs, and faster turnaround, so you'll be more productive. I think that's pretty much it. There was we talk, and these are some links to this Mean.js framework, other Mean frameworks as well. If you want to learn about Mean and Docker, this is one of the blogs. I blogged about it at Bullshit. I'll put these links in the media group so you have it. If you want to check out the sister solution I talked about, this is the site. And of course, I'd love to connect with all of you on Twitter. That's it. Thank you. Thanks for the opportunity to speak.